Hey everybody, welcome back to Cassandra's Garden. Peace and love. I hope you're doing wonderful today. Here in North Carolina, it is really cloudy and rainy. Today I'm just going to make a simple homemade Sunday dinner. Nothing too fancy this Sunday, just so I can rest and spend time with my husband and do other things. I've got some really cool and neat projects and some awesome recipes that I'm going to be sharing with you, and I cannot wait. It's awesome. You're going to love it. Okay, so remember when I showed you how to do the focaccia bread? Well, and it was very elaborate with the olives, the tomatoes, and all those wonderful herbs. It was so delicious that I really wanted, I just started craving it because that bread is so good and it's so easy to make. And it goes great with the Italian dishes, which is what I'm making today for Sunday dinner. But I wanted to get back to basics and when it originated, where we just used the olive oil and the salt, the sea salt, and the rosemary. And so I wanted to bring you along with me, and this is recipe 2 focaccia bread. You're going to need 1 cup of 00 flour, 2 cups of bread flour, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 cup of distilled warm water. No hotter than 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but hotter than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. No hotter than 110 degrees Fahrenheit because it can kill the yeast. If it's less than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, then it will not activate the yeast. 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 4 tablespoons of honey, 10 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. Now, I am showing that my water is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm good to go. So before I even add, I was going to add my yeast, but that's a no-no right now. Before I add my yeast, I want to add my 4 tablespoons of honey to this water. And I just want you to see what I'm doing here. I absolutely love honey. And it does make a difference in your breads and a lot of your dishes. I use honey in my pizza dough. Oh, and that's another thing. I cannot wait to show you guys and gals how I make my authentic Italian pizza dough. Get that. I have a sink full of sudsy water over there just to put my dishes in because I'd like to keep my kitchen clean. I like to clean as I go, so bear with me. My videos may tend to be just a few extra minutes just because you'll see me clean as I go. Because I do this in real time, and I'm a one-woman show, so how are all you guys and gals doing today? I hope you're doing really well. Now, what I like to do is I like to stir my honey about. And I like to help get it mixed in with the water. Now I'm going to add my yeast, and I'm going to put that in my sudsy sink, my sudsy water in my sink so it can be soaking, easier to wash when I'm done with the videos. And now I'm just going to, I can feel with the spoon that the honey is dissolving in the water, which is great. Now I just want it to, grab another spoon. I just want to get that yeast wet and just get it all in there. So that it can be, is it already foaming that fast? Wow. Good yeast. So while that's forming, we'll go ahead and get started. I've got a limited space today, guys and gals. My husband is repainting our kitchen. He's painting it back white. And I'm pretty excited. It looks really good in here already, and he's not even done. We're going to also later on repaint our cabinets white. They just need a fresh coat of paint. We don't own this place. We really want to be homeowners, but while we're here, we're just going to make the best of everything. So we want to make it pretty, you know, presentable. And that's what I like. So we're going to go ahead and add our 1 cup of 00 flour. Our 2 cups of bread flour. Our 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Perfect. Just put this over here. And we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're not going to add all of this olive oil, but we are going to add 5 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to add a total of 6 tablespoons of olive oil to this, but I want to wait and add my last tablespoon after I get the honey yeast. And I can see that, oh, look at those. Did you see the little explosions? That's what I call them. See them? Just have to wait a few minutes. I know that my yeast is active because I just saw those. I call them little explosions because that's what they look like. Pew, pew. I'm going to go ahead and add my honey, yeast, and water mixture to, let me grab another spoon. Actually, I'm going to grab my awesome spatula here. I love these stiff spatulas. I can't stand the flimsy ones. I can't get anything done with the flimsy ones. But, that way I can get all this scraped in there. So I know that my yeast is active, and normally I do wait 10 minutes, but I'm in the middle of this video, so I'm not going to keep you guys and gals that long. Now, with my KitchenAid mixer, and of course you can do this by hand, I'm going to grab my dough hook, and that was my dishwasher. I apologize. And we're just going to knead it until the bowl comes back clean. Now I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon, that making a total of 6 tablespoons of olive oil added to my dough mixture. This is going to be saved for later. If and only if I need a little bit more, then I'll have it handy. This is going to be for later. And then just bring down my salt container because we're going to need more salt. Thank you for bearing with me. I have to wait for the bowl to come back clean, and then we're going to knead it for about 5 minutes. Then at that time we will be placing it into an oiled bowl for 1 hour, and then we'll come back, and I can't wait to show you the rest. And it's coming clean. Sorry for the shaking. Ah, it's looking good. It's smelling good. I love, love, love focaccia bread. And I'm telling you, if you make this, you are going to love it too. Okay, the bowl is coming back clean, so I need to knead this for 5 minutes. I've got my salt and my rosemary just put up away right now because we will be using that a little bit later, but I wanted to have it here for you in case you're writing down the ingredients and the amounts of the ingredients. I wanted to go ahead and present that to you while you watch how I make this. Now, I've got my timer set for 5 minutes, and I'm going to allow my mixer to knead this for me because it's just easier. I mean, that's what it's for. I have been kneading by hand my whole life, and I still knead by hand. But sometimes it's just nice to let the machine do the work. So I have a special dessert that I'm also going to be making after I show you how I make this original, well, recipe 2 is what I'm calling it, the original focaccia bread. Look how nice and clean that's coming back. That's why you add the 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Not to mention the olive oil gives it that wonderful, just authentic, beautiful taste. It's so delicious. I just can't say enough things about this particular bread. And plus, it's so easy. And honestly, when you make this bread, it's so beautiful. But anyway, what I was going to tell you guys and gals something. I'm making something so special for dessert today. And it's going to be my first time making it. And before I make any type of dish, and before I put it on my YouTube, I like to make it first and make sure that it's a good recipe. I like to make sure that it's going to taste delicious. I don't like to put recipes on my channel unless they are tried and true. So every one of my recipes are tried and true. So this is going to be my first time making this particular cake. I know it's going to be delicious, but I must stay true to myself and make it first. Then I'm going to make it for all of you. And I cannot wait because I know it's going to be so delicious. And this is the type of cake that is really good around the latter part of summer, beginning of fall. It's kind of like harvesty. I don't want to give it away. I'm pretty excited, but I cannot wait after I show you guys and gals how I make focaccia bread recipe 2. I'm going to get to baking that, and I cannot wait, and I know it's going to be delicious. And as soon as I get it made, I'm bringing you on board, and I'm going to show you what it is and how to make it. So we've got about 2 minutes left. Excuse me, 1.5 now. But see how good and clean the sides of the bowl have come back. That is exactly what we want. So now, while we're waiting for this last minute, we're going to take 1 tablespoon of the olive oil. And I like to measure mine out precisely because, like I said earlier, this is liquid gold, people. Everybody, I hope you're doing okay. How are you? I mean, is everybody okay? Have you made this focaccia bread? Have you attempted it? If you have, please let me know what you think. So I take my paper towel and I just pour my 1 tablespoon, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil is all you need. And you can see this is a pretty big size bowl. And we're going to, after this, it's going to rise for 1 hour, and then I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to show you what else I'm going to do. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. We're good to go. Thank you for being so patient and taking 5 minutes of your time watching me knead this. I really appreciate your patience. Now, this dough is going to be sticky and tacky, and that is exactly what you want. We need that stickiness and tackiness for later on. So, oh, such a beautiful dough. Such a beautiful bread. Just going to place that in my sudsy water for easy cleanup. And then I'm going to take my bread dough, and I'm just going to ball it up with very clean hands. My hands are very clean. I'm just going to ball it up, and I'm just going to put it in here. Oops, turned on my dishwasher by accident, making sure. And as you can see, that is how clean the bowl came back. That is what you want. Now, this is sticky and it's tacky, and that's exactly what we want because that's going to come in handy when we put it in our pan to bake it. Now, I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm going to pour it right down the middle of my dough ball. Then I'm going to take another tablespoon and do the same thing. Now, with very clean hands, I'm just going to rub it all over and I'm just going to put it back on this side. Now, it is going to sit right here for 1 hour, and I will bring you all back, and I cannot wait to show you the rest. Thank you so very much for your kindness, your love, your patience, and thank you for being here, and thank you for watching Focaccia Bread Recipe 2, Part 1. We'll be back with Focaccia Bread Recipe 2, Part 2 in 1 hour. I love all y'all. Peace and love.